Is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and before we get into this video, I just wanted to ask you to please subscribe if you have not already. I put out new Storybook Brawl videos every day at 9:30 p.m. EST, so if you like what you see and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I am also a pretty small channel, so I do pay a lot of attention to the comments and the likes, so if you want to give me some additional feedback there, I will know what you guys like to see. Enjoy the video. Today we are going to be looking at the only new treasure added in the recent patch update, and that is the ninth book of Merlin. The ninth book of Merlin, as I said in my patch breakdown, I think is super sweet because it opens up new opportunities to play as a mage in some of these mage comps. It doesn't have to just all be hatball. You know, it doesn't have to be hatball every game. Now, of course, we're going to be still picking up a crystal ball this game, and that's going to help us to cast a bunch of our spells here, but we're not going to be totally and completely reliant on the crystal ball, and we're gonna make the ninth book of Merlin do some work for us here as well. I picked up the Cinderella. I don't think there was anything else that was like an option in the first shop, but I don't always love Cinderella when I am wonder waddling, just because it is so easy to generate 2-cost treasures anyways. You don't really have to waste your time with the Cinderella, but I'm going to go for it here anyways, and I believe that I just skimmed through this video. I don't remember everything that happens in it, but I wind up locking this shop, and don't exactly know why, but I guess it was because I wanted to prioritize completing this Cinderella quest. I'm going to lose this combat here to Black Cat plus a Minotaur, and yeah, I have to imagine if I did that, my intention here was to pick up the Forbidden Fruit, so that way I had a free spell on Cinderella. And interesting choice. I don't know if I totally agree with it, but that's where we got to. And the fact that I rolled into a Genie's Wish is going to mean that I can complete Cinderella next turn. So it's a pretty quick Cinderella all in all. I don't think that that is too shabby. And then I'll probably just be looking for blind mice in whatever capacity that I can. Excuse me. To try to grab ourselves a level 4 treasure. So that's the plan. Rule the world. Find some blind mice. Win the game. Yeah, not super great there that the they're going to trade 2 for 1. If we had just frontlined the Kitty Cup purse, I guess we would have had better odds. But we still would have lost. We had 4 units and they had 5. So that's what you get. And nothing is looking super powerful here. I do think that giving your animals +1 attack on Wonder Waddle is like interesting. It's going to allow you to slay a little bit easier. But in general, I've moved away from Corrupted Heartwood almost entirely, as now I want all of my animals to be good animals for Copycat Good Boy strategies. And I don't even know if I've done a Copycat Good Boy game, but I do think the Copycat Good Boy is like one of the best strategies that you actually can do on Wonder Waddle. They just haven't come up yet for me, so kind of interesting. But I think that we are... Ouch. Oh, I just had a little pine needle in my sock that that just pricked me. Okay, back to the game. Jumping beans on the mouse, and this is gonna be a toughie. Yeah, we're gonna be taking some damages here, taking 7 down to 21, and we are losing this lobby. Pretty hard to start things off, but we're gonna be able to turn things around. I'm gonna polywoggle first in case we find runestones, and we do not. We do find a noble steed, but that's not really gonna help us. I think I just skip this treasure because I don't care about any of these, and there's too many 2-cost treasures to burn through. I feel like you can burn through them easier just by skipping and using your gold in that capacity. Forking Rod, I feel like I have to take here, though, because when I'm Wonder Waddling, I love trying to hat ball. And Forking Rod is just going to be super good. And Forking Rod is also good if you get the hat or you get the ball. You don't have to get both. You just get one of them. And that can be pretty sweet. Falling Stars is pretty interesting here because I could do 2 to everything. And now, of course, I'm wishing that I took it when I see this Creeper. And I do go ahead and take the Candy Rain here, and then I don't go for the Spellweaver. Okay, that's really interesting. But I am going to go for the Wizard's Familiar. I think that's a pretty interesting choice there to grab the Wizard's Familiar and not the Spellweaver. And I get it. I don't really have that much in spell-related stuff just yet. But just surprises me that that is the play that I make. Now here, my Polywoggle gets the Jumping Bean. And let me go back. Was it actually imperative that he got it? What did he attack into? It's a 4-4 normally, attacking into a 6-5. So really lucky there that it got the Jumping Bean, and that's going to be enough to win us the combat. We also deal a decent amount of damage here to Apocalypse. Definitely want to be grabbing these golden chickens. Not going to worry about the XP. I just want to find more sweet treasures because I am Wonderwaddle. And I will probably TLK this bossy if given the opportunity. I don't think I want to play dwarves. I think I just want to TLK this bossy. Gonna sell the 3 blind mice so that way we've got a higher chance of finding it. And then I find the rune stone. So we'll give that a go now. And then I could sell the chicken to buy the white stag and then roll and maybe... Oh, I guess this is better. Yeah, just go for the Polywoggle here, and then I can give the Polywoggle +6/+6 with our spell. Yeah, I'm gonna wind up playing Wizard's Familiar here at the end of it. But let's give the just give it to the stag. That's kind of interesting. Okay, well that's what I go for. Gonna give that to the stag, and I guess I don't care that much if the Polywoggle slays. We are about to level up, and Wonderwaddle also has such an easy time completing Polywoggle triples that you do tend to like to upgrade the Polywoggles before you try to slay with them. So this makes sense. Just get some more stats on the board and then see what we can do with this. It's not a bad hit. We are going to slay here though, and then I think we'll just barely lose this combat, taking 4 down to 17. So not too bad. We grab a wolf in sheep's clothing, and then I see a kitty cut purse. I do see a copycat as well, and then we also see a rooster. But Crystal Ball is pretty cool here. We were able to get a tier 3 treasure because of that, and now we can just start casting spells and growing our Wizard's Familiar. So that's kind of cool. Let's grab this golden chicken, and then let's cast some more spells here. Or by that I mean let's roll and try to find some more spells. Actually, let's grab another Wizard's Familiar. That is really good. Probably not tossing the Jumping Bean. Yeah, I don't think we need to toss the Jumping Bean for a piggy bank. I like the +4/+4 each combat. And speaking of, I like the +2/+2, which will happen 4 times over the course of the combat with the Toil and Trouble here. So this will get copied. It'll also give +2/+2 to the Wizard's Familiar, and then it'll give +2/+2 4 more times on our board randomly here. So 2 mana for 10 stats, +10/+10 is not too bad at all. And yeah, just Forking Rod can certainly have some power. Looks like my opponent's got a pretty big pig, some pig, and by that I mean frog. That is totally a frog, I can see. But yeah, this is scary. They're going to Polywoggle into a baby bear. That's not that great, but it's not good for us here either, and I think means that we lose the combat. Oh, but their supports are going to attack. Oh, but they're not going to attack soon enough. If their supports had just attacked a little bit earlier, then we would have had less damage on our backline units there. We do get another blind mouse, which means another go at a 4-cost treasure. Hidden Cache, Gloves of Thieving, and even Fool's Gold I think are all pretty good. If I take Fool's Gold, I would have to cast the Wormroot on the Labyrinth Minotaur right now. Or I could cast it on the Mummy. That's true. Thank you, NoLucksGiven from the past. It's funny that I'm like thinking through these same things, and you can see it's like my mouse knows what kind of commentary I want to give. And I typically do give commentary to myself like silently in my head. That's how I think I'm able to provide such good like post commentary, because I'm doing live commentary in the games. It's just for nobody except my own little brain. So that is not what I go with. I did not go with the Fool's Gold. I went with the Hidden Cache. And we've got a True Love's Kiss here, so let's get rid of this Bossy. Maybe turn this into a good 5-drop, a worthwhile 5-drop. Nyan Sea Terror, not really what we want to see. Yeah, that's not great. Nothing much else that we can do here now. We can really just, I mean, we're going to be rolling for Stags, we're going to be rolling for Wizards Familiars, and we're going to be trying to complete this hat ball. But the other thing that we can do, if you have the ball is always the most important. It's like the best treasure in the game at tier 3, at a 3-cost treasure. But the ball is super important because the ball isn't really replaceable until now. I think Ninth Book of Merlin gives it a run for its money here. Really close to beating my opponent this combat, by the way, but winding up tying. But Hat is more replaceable. Hat has Horn as an option. Hat also has Aeon as an option. You can just grab Aeon as well. But we're using a lot of gold just to cast spells, which is still good. We're bumping up Wizard's Familiar, but we're using a lot of gold to do so. Another crack at the apple here, another shot at a tier 4 treasure, and yeah, Shrink Spell makes him free. Let's go for it. Yeah, this seems fine. This means we'll still have 3 more gold to play with the rest of the turn. Buy the Baby Root first, so that way I can sell it. I guess I'll do so after. But if I find the Horn, that would be really sweet. I don't find the Horn here, and I don't have any dwarves, so I don't care about this. Oh, you know what? A 2-cost Nutcracker? Yeah, I'll grab that. That seems sweet. Still have 5 gold to spend this turn. Can't use it on spells. What can we use it on? Take a Prized Pig, sell the Cinderella. Now we've got 3 different units to potentially complete a hat for us. And I roll 1 more time before hitting level 5. So that way we have a slightly higher chance at finding some tier 3 units, because we've got each of them. Wonder Waddle, there's 3 different tier 3 units that it can upgrade. There's 3 different tier 3 animals. The stag, the pig, and the donkey. We just need to find one of them, and potentially multiple of them, right? Like, we might have to find one this turn and then one more the next turn or something like that. But if we can find the hat, then we're hat balling, and then we're in a really good spot. They are going to Medusa our newly found Nutcracker, so that's not going to work out super great for us, but that's just fine. And that's really good, actually, too. Mummy will be able to take out one of their supports. We'll be able to trade with the Choop, and then the Sark takes us out. So we take 5 damage. We're at 8. Not super great, but we're still alive. Definitely got pretty low this game. Nyan Sea Terror's kind of tempting, but I think there's too much other stuff that we need to spend our gold on, specifically Aeon, but I will go for a Queen's Grace right now. That's just a lot of power for 4. Oh, I won't. Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit surprising. I guess I just really want Aeon. So we're going to stop down, take the pig, and then probably just skip if it isn't what we're looking for. Treasure map's interesting, though. Treasure map's always really tempting. And then I think I take Aeon. Am I locking for Sea Terror? That's where things get a little bit dicey. Am I going to play this pig? Do I want Aeon to be supported by the stag? What are we doing here now? I certainly want Aeon, but I also certainly want this Sea Terror. If I win this combat, I can get a bunch of bonus gold here too from spinning gold. And if I sell the chicken and the sheep and wolves, I could buy a second Sea Terror. Is that something I want to consider? Considering the fact that a 7-cost treasure could be insane for us. Instead, I'm just going to roll, and then I'm going to see a donkey, and I guess I'm going to not lock the donkey. It's really awkward once you have the treasure map and at the same time you know you are looking for a cheaper spell. But this Horde Dragon is really not doing it here. And the fact that we are going to get an Aeon trigger is going to be really good for us. All of our spells are going to cost one less next turn. And we're actually going to be able to have a little bit of a Hatball turn. And you got to take those where you can get them. Whenever your Aeon is able to slay, you got to go wild. So hopefully we are able to find some spells here. If I take this chicken, I get a level 4 treasure. That's basically bound to be terrible. I think I have to skip it. It does generate some excess gold for me, but I just don't think it's what I want to do. I think what I want to do is probably find 9 Sea Terrors, but also find some spells. And then I'm like, am I just going to skip every treasure? What am I going to do? Am I just going to skip every treasure for the rest of the game? I can't. I got to take this stag. So I take the stag. I really wanted to skip it there. You see, I did. And then I'm pretty happy because I totally forgot Ninth Book of Merlin is a new treasure for this patch, and it adds a lot because it's a 5-cost treasure. And the reason that that is important is because Hatball or just spell-based strategies. Oh, please mix a Wazzle before. Oh, okay, this is going on the Sea Terror. I guess that's fine, actually. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fine. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay, wow. I totally ran out of time here. I'm going to end the turn with 8 gold left. Oh, I want that. Yeah. That's a mage. Okay. Oh, and it supports the Nutcracker. I think I just barely got the Gingerbread Party in there. I did. And it's a double cast. But look at this. Now we're slaying again, and that is where the slays really compound for themselves here. And then we're going to get our first good book trigger. And the fact that we've got the Spellweaver and the Wizard's Familiar both in the back line means that they are going to get some bonuses when they see us casting these spells. So that is kind of the new element to the game, is now I'm just getting passive permanent stats in combat from this Ninth Book of Merlin. So here we're going to get a spell right now, and then we are going to kill my opponent. Or not kill them, but we're going to win this combat. I always say that. That's probably at least once per video. Chance adds another mage here, either with Lady of the Lake or with Sporko, which gives us additional opportunities to slay. I have to think I like Sporko here, but I don't remember taking it. Yeah, I know it doesn't wind up in the final comp, and I'm going to roll past it here and instead just go for some spells. So maybe we're just fully Hatballing. Now I'm thinking, you know what? I should take Lady of the Lake because I'm just throwing away stats by not having additional mages right now. So I really should have bought those first mages as soon as I saw them. I'm going to take a second to reorder my comp a little bit more, and then I am going to wind up having excess gold as I try to cast spells in the final moments of the turn here. Do I want the pig? Oh, I want the Aeon. Oh, that's really good. I grab the Aeon, and then I can cast a spell on it, and then let's spin some more gold. I'll sell the mummy, buy the prized pig. Probably just skipping this treasure unless it's a hat. We skip, and I don't have time to spend my remaining gold. But that's fine. We're Hatballing. We're not going to get it all in. Importantly, though, I do continue to get a slay. Now my Aeon is like pretty large and in charge, so that is great. Going to buff up my team a little bit more, and I think we are in a pretty good spot now. I think we should be winning this one. All of my ranged units are bigger than their backline, and half of my opponent's units are dying just by attacking into Jormungand here. We are finally going to hit level 6. Oh, we won our spinning gold, so we've got 18 gold now on our level 6 turn. And let's roll for some spells. Let's finally start using all of this gold. And Storm King is a fine use of our gold. Let's grab that. That is pretty good. And this is one of the better uses of Storm King, too, is Storm King can really just gain a lot of passive stats. I'm looking at the spells that I have. Forking Rod, Ninth Book, Ball. I think I'm set. I don't think that I'm going to change these treasures out. Let's just stick with them, and let's not worry about, this is a close one. You want a Witch's Brew before you Beauty's Influence. But let's just stick with these treasures, even though we had a 9 Sea Terror there that was available. And then let's cast some more spells. Still 28 seconds left on the clock. Let's buff up this Aeon too, so that way maybe we can get 2 Slays, and then we see another Spellweaver, so I'm going to start buffing up the Spellweaver. It's good to just have an evil unit too, and then we get a potion on right before the turn ends. So I am going to cast a bunch of spells here right before things end, and I wound up not fully locking the shop because when the new things come in, I didn't relock those. So not everything got locked away, but a lot of stuff did, and that's going to give us some spells to start next turn with. And so I talked about like passive spells and things like that. One of the reasons that Storm King works well is because Storm King actually buffs itself when it dies. So Aeon will need to be on the battlefield to see your spells get cast for it to buff the rest of your team. And Wizard's Familiar, same thing. It needs to see other mages die. Spellweaver needs to see other mages die in order to get that 9th book and in order to get its own self bonuses. But Storm King is just a static effect that is built into it like Princess White and Puff Puff. So Storm King, even if Storm King itself dies, it will still be buffing up the rest of your team. Going to pick up another Wizard's Familiar because I'm Wonder Waddle and cast some more spells on this this Spellweaver and such here. But yeah, we're doing good. It's good enough to at least get 1 Slay trigger, and then you can start to do some nice busted things. But I want to put some more stats onto Aeon as well so that we can continue doing that. I'm going to flip over the Jormungand in the hopes that we get just a better 6-cost unit, but I'm not particularly excited about the Green Knight, but I also wasn't using Jormungand either. Jormungand does have the benefit of being a monster, but there's so many other things that are a monster as well that it wasn't a super big deal. I am also going to frontline Lady of the Lake here. I think this is a pretty good play. Just put an additional ranged unit in the front. It does mean we're potentially going to lose our Slay off Aeon, but it also means that we are going to be a lot more powerful right now. And it doesn't look like Aeon is dying here. We are going to get ourselves a Slay, and then their Rotten Applewood is going to attack. And my opponent is also using the 9th book. I know that a lot of people also don't like the 9th book of Merlin because it's turning things into pigs, it's earthquaking, and it's just doing all of these kind of random effects, and it can be frustrating to lose to, but it's also pretty powerful to play, and Bishop is going to just barely survive there. I can understand the people that are detractors of it, though. Trust me, I do understand that. And when I purchase this Aeon here, Storm King rather, I actually run out of room on the battlefield. Rolling past the 1 spell because I want to... sorry, I totally forgot that this happens. I wanted to... I'm blanking. Let me go back here. What did I roll past? I rolled past something. Maybe I didn't roll past anything. Maybe that's not what I meant to say. Maybe what I meant to say... I rolled past the health. There's a spell that just gains 3 health, and I rolled past that because it doesn't double with our Forking Rod. That's all it was. No Lux. Nothing crazy. You knew your spell wouldn't double. So we are going to wind up mix-a-wazzling into a... Yeah, there it is. The Gigantify. We roll past it. We roll past those. We are going to Mix-a-Wazzle the Green Knight. That's going to turn into an upgraded Good Boy, and I realize I've Beauty's influenced so much of this board at this point that I can totally be playing this Good Boy, and it would be pretty strong for us. Pigomorph is interesting. I could sell some things to get in the Pigomorph, but I could also just roll and then cast some more spells. Let's see, do I still have an evil unit? I do have 1 evil unit there. Then Drink Me Potion, and how much more stats can I put onto the Good Boy right now in this final second? We get a little bit of lag, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. We're back. That's really tempting too, to just make it into an evil unit. But let's just go ahead and give it a +3 attack here with the Burning Palm. I think that is going to be enough. And then I should cast the roll, actually, just as a free spell, give my whole team +2/+2, but I missed it. There's a lot going on when you are when you're hatballing. And so one other point that I was trying to get to is I've now run out of room for all of my units. I just have more units than I have spaces. So I do potentially want to consider combining some of these backline units here, just because I want to consolidate this power. I've got so much power at this point that might as well just start making some units bigger. And you can see, I mean, that Court Wizard's huge. It doesn't hurt me to have some larger units in the back as we take out Sharon there. I do want to start consolidating some of my units, and it is also awkward because I don't have the Aeon in. So I really do want this Aeon in because, like, now do I even cast this this spell here to give us attack? Do I even cast this healing potion? I can, but these should have been free, and these should have been free spells, and that's definitely hurting us a little bit. But I can pick up Lady of the Lake. It's only going to cost us 2 coin, and I already have enough other units to play, so it only costs us 2 because we are just skipping the treasure. Then we can throw the Aeon back in, and that's pretty sweet. I can actually grab both of these here. I can grab Aeon and then skip, and then Spellweaver and then skip, or I can do all of this, like in either order, I mean. So I'm going to grab the Spellweaver and then skip, and now I think I've actually gone the other way, where I would actually like another unit in this comp. This Wizard's Familiar is okay, but it's not like super powerful. Probably should have just bought that roll, but then I'm actually going to buy the Green Knight, and I think I just lock the Drink Me potion. It's not that powerful, but I should lock it because if I slay with Aeon, then the Gigantify's free, and then maybe I can combo off at least in a little bit of a capacity here. Forbidden Fruit. I don't think I should Forbidden Fruit and take 4 and potentially kill myself here. I'm probably not just going to lose by 1 unit, but just no sense in it. So Aeon is going to get the Slay, and it's going to trigger an Apple. So that is going to be a free spell for us, and we'll see if that even matters. Doesn't matter just yet. It's just the Court Wizard is a ranged unit, so... also, all of my units are huge. Okay, so the Apple did not matter. It could have mattered if that happened in the other order, but there you go. I don't, and here's the thing, for my opinion on the 9th Book of Merlin, the spells that it cast were almost irrelevant, almost this entire game. That's not totally fair to say, but like, we didn't win any games because we high rolled and cast some really important spells. We won games because we cast spells and that gave us stats, and that was the important thing. And I think that is the sweet part about 9th Book of Merlin. I can understand some of the detractors saying that it's adding too much randomness and they don't like that, but I think that the fact that you can do a little bit more flexibility, just having some more good 5-cost treasures for these mage comps, I think that's all great, and I think 9th Book of Merlin is great. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.